thing that's going on in Chicago, man. You can't justify that. Even when you try to justify the shit that's going on, you can't really comprehend why people would even think that it's good for people to die like they died in the streets of Chicago, man. 54 people got shot, and then come to find out it was 60 individuals that got shot, and over 15 people lost their life in Chicago. That's exciting, man. And people wonder why them folk declared a national emergency. It should have been a national emergency declared a long time ago. Because the streets been out of control. The United States been out of control for a long time, and ain't nobody comprehended it to understand that it's more going on in the world than you think, man. That's sad. That's crazy. Sorry. How can you tell a person you sorry that you don't lie to them and told them that they were the father of your child? He's like, I still want to be the father. I tell you this, man. I've been telling people that the National Guard is about to go so hard, and the difference would be these people don't understand that these mayors and governors and people in these states and people want to highlight that the Democratic states that the Trump administration is targeting. But what people don't understand is these states are the highest crime rate states. It ain't like nobody picking on Chicago because Chicago ain't killing folks every day. When them folks had 60 individuals get shot and 15 people died just in 48 hours over the weekend, man. And this was days after the mayor Brandon Johnson got on social media and signed an executive order talking about that they didn't need no help from the federal government to curb the crime in Chicago. When I say that that's a lie, you know what I mean? And it's like the politicians say one thing, but the young folks in the streets say y'all ain't running us. Y'all ain't got no control over us because if they really had control over them folks in Chicago, it wouldn't have been 60 people get shot and 15 people died, man. And then when they put a list up of the most violent cities, and Memphis was number one. Memphis was number one of one of the most violent cities due to the facts of their rapes, robberies, killings, and kidnappings, man. That's all they can say. And I'm talking about people like, why they talking about Georgia? They only picking on all black cities, all black states. Look at the bigger picture and watch the news. And watching these same states, these are the same individuals that's taking the lives of the same people of color of them, man. It ain't the police in the streets that's shooting at folks and killing folks. It's these young people that's out here taking other people's lives of all ages. And if nobody step in with the federal government, it's going to be a problem. It's going to get worse. It's going to turn into where you would call them the populists, where people in the world going to have to up and defend themselves and their property, and then it's going to turn into straight war in the world, man. And I'm gonna tell you this about these individuals, these children, or these young people, or these people that think they gonna shoot at the police. If you shoot at the National Guard Army, man, them folks are trained soldiers just gonna deep up and attack as they should. And if you don't think that them folks sitting up in the Pentagon and already done drew up a plan, like they said they drew up a plan a long time ago to go in each state and target the crime and the individuals in these cities, man. And a lot of people holler out, well, National Guard wasn't built to be walking around in cities. They supposed to protect the citizens. If you don't think that the National Guard Army walking around in your city that's supposed to be trying to stop and slow down the crime is going to help you, then something's wrong with you. Because anytime that you have individuals that take so much control over a city or a state with the crime rates, it becomes a problem. And a lot of innocent people lose their life due to senseless violence in the streets. Senseless. Just because you wake up one morning and you're on your way to work and you pull over to a gas station and some individual walk up with a gun and take your car, take your life. It don't get to the point where most people that live in their own home know that they got to D up at home and D up when they pull out their driveway. It's so crazy that you can't even go to a function in a crowded situation because somebody might pull up and take everybody's life just because they want to, man. The world has got so sensitive that you have individuals in a country complaining about the things that's going on in a country when you're not even from this country. I'm gonna tell you this, man. I've been in America for 46 years, and I'm 46 years old. And there's been some fuck shit, there's been some good shit, but a lot of shit that go on in the world, you just gotta deal with this shit, man. You know, I've been through racism, I've been through profiling, and I've been through it all. But when I got older and realized that a lot of these young individuals that people would say of color is really making the things worse for the other people that don't do nothing wrong. Because anytime that you walking around with a ski mask on your face, you got an attempt to be doing something wrong. I ain't never understood how so many people think that it's okay for individuals to go out here and victimize people in their own neighborhood. Victimize the older people that worked hard for their property and can't even come outside no more because they scared of what the young motherfuckers might do to them taking their trash out. You got 70, 80-year-old great grandmamas and grandmamas that used to have a shotgun in their house. They all went and bought them an AR-15 just so they can stay in the trend of the young motherfuckers in case one of them folk come in their house, man. It don't got so insane that I don't understand why these folks, these gun manufacturers, these people that own gun stores don't understand that y'all are the problem. Because when you put people out like, well, where all the guns come from? Where they get the guns from? Them young individuals is taking stolen vehicles and running them into gun stores. And these gun stores are powering high-power rifles in their stores that's gonna be used in the streets against people in the streets, man. I ain't never understood how them folk you could tell a person you gotta be 21 years of age to possess a handgun, but you can be 18 years old and walk up in Dick's Sporting Goods and buy a motherfucking machine gun, an AR-15 like it ain't nothing, at age 18 years old. And possess it, and can't nobody say nothing to you, man. Yes, a lot of people don't understand that them folks ain't gonna never, ever go against them gun laws or gun rules because the NRA is the most powerful company that pays all the politicians' bills and everything, man. Ding dong ditch. I tell you this, man. When I was young, we used to play knock knock run and shit like that. But nowadays you can't do no shit like it. It's in Houston, Texas, where this 11-year-old boy was playing ding dong ditch, and he rang the doorbell, and the person in the house shot him in the face because they seen him on the camera and they didn't know what he was doing. Yeah, it was his fault. See, that's what I'm talking about. How you gonna charge a man with murder when somebody banging on your door, kicking on your door, and you don't realize that they ain't an intruder, and you don't realize that the next kick on the door might be coming through the door. So why wouldn't you shoot through the door, man? If somebody knocking on my door, man, if they don't identify themselves, I'm gonna shoot them in the face. That's crazy when them folks say there's more guns than there is people in the United States. They said it's so many guns that's unaccounted for, and then the ones that accounted for, them folks said the weapons that people have purchased since 2020 has tripled. They figured that everybody in each household might have two, three guns. What would you do with 588 million? Yeah. Wins the jackpot $1.3 billion. Man, I tell you, man, you gotta understand life to realize that when you watch the news and you watch the things that's going on in the world, you know that these folks is out of control, man. You know they're out of control. You realize that they understand it and it ain't no question about it. It's crazy. You never have to worry about running out of news stories. Never. And it's something that people don't even. Something there. Chicago Labor Day weekend violence. 58 people shot, 15 people lost their lives. I don't understand how, if you say that you for the people and you want to keep the people safe, and you say, I watch all these people, I watch the uh, violence interrupter, just a motherfucker that's getting money, through the government grants and shit to go out there and try to stop violence, prevent violence. Was online talking about, the thing he said, we're under budget. I don't see giving people money really being the factor of solving crime, man, because you gonna have individuals that either gonna be criminals or they gonna be human beings that want to live a life and a long life. Everyone can't be saved, man. Sometimes when you build these community centers and places like that, you really just starting a whole nother place for gangs and people to, sit around and talk about the things that they're doing in their neighborhoods. I don't know.